Today's 15-minute miracles is a little bit different. It involves not really a miracle situation, but one that I think could be turned into a miracle if the right book is written by Pastor Lee Almy. So if you agree and want to subscribe to our series, please do so, or comment in the video, or send me an email at dalewiley@gmail.com. I believe that the message that Pastor Lee could tell could reach a whole lot of people, and a whole lot of people have been touched by suicide. And so I'd really like to hear from you, and I'd really like to reach more people with this message, and also with the Dale Wiley Show at dalewiley.com. Leave your comments, hit subscribe, and listen to the Dale Wiley Show.
The thing you were talking about writing a book about, because I actually thought that you had a great idea about that.
Okay, long story, a little bit shorter. I was working a suicide hotline when I was in college. It was part of my class, it's not student teaching, but it's like class internship,
Sure.
And I had a call that came in, and we kind of gone through some different things, but I had a call come in one night, and the person said, "You've got 30 seconds to give me a reason not to take my life."
Oh, yeah.
And I started trying to talk to him, and he said, "Look, I got a 357 Magnum in my hands. I'm not kidding you." And I was like trying to, and all of a sudden I heard the shot, and it just, and the way it's listed, it's a dreadful use of the English language. It's called a successful suicide. Well,
right.
There's nothing successful about it.
Right.
It's just, but anyway, that really shook me, and I came out of the group, and I did like a deprogramming with the clinic director, and then he said, take 2 or 3 days, just kind of regather yourself. And I went back, and I took a couple of days off. And then I got ready to come back in for another shift, and I went in, and I was sitting there going, "Lord, I want to be useful," and this was before I came back to being a Christian. But it's like, it's amazing. But Lord, don't let the phone ring. Just please don't let the phone ring.
Yes.
I've proven I can't do this. Just let me get out of my, And it just got to where I was almost terrified. And so the center director called me in for another debriefing, and he was talking to me, and he says, "Okay, what did you do? What happened? What did you do?" And I went through all the steps. And he was just kind of going back and forth, and he said, "Well, what is it that you could have done different? Do you think you did something wrong?" And I went,
"Right.
No, I really can't think of anything."
Uh-huh.
And he looked at me, and this may only work with me. I don't advocate this to anybody, but it works well for me. He looked at me and said, "How many people do you think plan on killing before you find out what you're doing wrong?" And I blew up. I mean, I came up, and I didn't do anything wrong. By God, I did everything by the book, and I reported, and I did. And after I'd blown up for about 10 minutes, he put his hand up and says, "That's right. You did everything you knew how to do. Now let it go." And that was a powerful lesson to me that, sometimes we can do everything we know how to do, and we bring every bit of strength and encouragement and courage and faith that we can bring to a situation, and it still doesn't work out the way we'd have it to. And sometimes you have to say, "Okay, I did the best I knew how to do, and now I've got to move forward." And that was when I began to start learning that that's an okay thing to do. But the amazing thing was, one of my best friends in the ministry, we'd gone through seminary, everything was there, and it was like the first time he'd heard me preach, because it was the first time our schedules worked out to where it could be. And when I started telling that story, he really kind of started listening, and then he was kind of going, "Okay, where are you going with, what's," and even in my own mind, I'm kind of going, "Lord, why am I telling this story?" This is, but there were 7 or 8 people who were in the congregation there who had been touched by suicide, who came up and wanted to talk and get that off their chest. And again, that's one of the great things about a camp meeting is you can sit up all night if you have to. I mean, because, you know, and so they were struggling with some things of trying to let go and move on. And so it was a productive moment like that. But you said, you know, when I got through, you said that's your story, and I think there's something there.
Yeah.
But to sit down and actually deal with it, it just, so far I haven't been able to get it right. I don't know how to set that up, because when I start doing it, I either want to go ahead and make it as realistic as it was to me, and that I think may be counterproductive, or just almost making it, well, you know, and everything turns out right, and you know, I heard the shot and the guy missed himself. You know, just
Send me your thoughts, hit like and subscribe, and continue to listen to 15 Minute Miracles and DaleWileyShow.com.